Super easy Dollar Tree DIYs. Perfect for fall. I'm Jamie, the Crafty DIY guy. Today's video is sponsored by Scentbird. Now for my first DIY, we are going to take this fall Lazy Susan tray. I picked this up at Dollar Tree at the Dollar Tree Plus section. It's got this Hello Fall on it, which is super cute for sure, but I wanted something that was going to be a little more, I guess a little more that I could use all year long, if that makes any sense. I found this placemat, and this placemat actually came from Goodwill. When I purchased them, there were a package of 6, and I've used all 5 of them in previous projects. So now this is the 6th and final one, and as you can see, it's going to be a very important one because it is the exact same size as my Lazy Susan here. So I'm going to go ahead and just trace around this, and we are going to just make sure that I'm not moving that Lazy Susan at all, because this is going to be the perfect size. When I say the perfect size, it literally is the perfect size for this. Now that I've got everything traced out, I do want to cut this at some point. However, I am going to go ahead and also sand this top down. Now I'm going to be using my Ryobi mouse sander here, and we are going to get this going on the top. We're just going to kind of remove the white lettering. I didn't want it to stick out kind of through that placemat, and you know, as you can see, you can have a little bit of fun with the mouse sander from Ryobi. I do have this linked in my Walmart store, so if you want to check that out, definitely check that out. Now that I've got it all done, I'm going to go ahead and cut out my placemat. We're going to cut this out right on that line because I can always trim it a little bit shorter if I have to. And then I'm just going to add hot glue to mine. Now, if you wanted to use spray mount or even something like, gosh, I don't know, a wood glue or something like that, you certainly could. The hot glue worked perfectly fine. And as you can see, this is a really, really cute Lazy Susan. You could practically put anything on it, but I chose to put my fragrances on it, which brings me to our sponsor today, Scentbird. Scentbird is a fragrance subscription that lets you choose a new designer fragrance every month for just $16.95. Every month you get to pick which fragrance you're going to receive, so there are no surprises. They have over 700 perfumes and colognes, and Scentbird carries such brands as Gucci, Prada, and Versace, as well as many other niche fragrances. With each fragrance, you'll get a 30-day supply, so you can try out their fragrances before committing to buying a full-size bottle, and Scentbird's packaging makes it convenient to carry this in your purse or your bag, and it is absolutely perfect for traveling. If you'd like to try Scentbird for yourself, there's a link in the description box, and if you act now, you can save a little bit of money on your first month. So this next DIY is for my music lovers that are out there. Now, I found this tag at Dollar Tree. I had that in the Crafter Square section. I also had that music note kind of scrapbook paper that I thought was super, super fun. I do want to reuse these beads, and I also want to reuse my twine. At the time that I'm actually filming this video, my craft room was still kind of in a little bit of a flux, so I didn't really know where my other twine was, to be honest. So I'm going to go ahead and save that, reserve that off to the side. I'm going to go ahead and trace out my music note sheet here. And the reason why I kind of did it in the dead center there is because the paper had a little bit of shading kind of down at the bottom of it and down at the top of it, and or up at the top of it. And I didn't want that shading in mind. So I chose to kind of do my tag kind of right in the middle here. Now, the M that you see off to the right-hand side there, that is going to be for my last name. But I'm curious also, what is your last name? Let me know in the comments below what letter your last name starts with and how you would personalize this. Would you put your last name on it? Would you maybe put the favorite initial or letter for your favorite song? Go ahead and then take your purple glue stick from Elmer's that I've got here, and we're just going to go ahead and cover our tag up. I always do a nice, generous coating of this. I love the purple glue because it does dry clear, which is even better. But what's nice about it is that you can really get good coverage and you know exactly where you are covering. So I'm going to go ahead and just add my tag just like so here. We're going to make sure it's as lined up on the bottom there as possible. Then we're just going to kind of smooth everything down. As I'm kind of smoothing it down, you can see I get a little bit of the purple glue on the note, on the music note sheets there, but it doesn't matter because it actually comes right off. And now for these little edges here, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of snip those off with a pair of scissors. And then we're going to go ahead and just kind of finalize this. Now, I do want to use this as a little bit of a tag again. So I am just going to poke a hole in the center there. That's where the original hole was. And then again, I'm grabbing my M because the M is what my last name starts with. And I'm going to paint it black because it's going to go with the music note paper. And it's also going to go with the beading and such that I'm doing. Now, again, you can make this really anything. I think this could be absolutely really, really adorable and cute if you were to take this and maybe use Christmas music paper and a Christmas song. Maybe what's your favorite Christmas song? And then spell out like the word joy on 3 of these tags. Actually, that just gave me a good idea for next holiday DIY because I have quite a few of these tags in my collection here. So maybe I'll end up doing that. So after I've got my M painted, I'm going to let that dry, just kind of set it off to the side. And then I'm going to thread my twine back through here. Now, I successfully did that twine with the with just the twine without having any glue or anything on it. But I knew for these beads that was not going to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and just twisty this up. And then I'm actually just going to use my glue stick. Taking my glue stick, I'm just going to add a little bit of glob onto the end of it there. And then we're just going to kind of twist, and it's going to create a point, which is kind of perfect because it's like having a needle and a thread. This is a very cool crafting tip that I learned a long time ago. If you've got a crafting tip to share, put it down in the comments below because I would love to hear some of your tips, whether it's for gluing or adding beads, anything that you've learned here on YouTube. Let me know in the comments below. Now, I did add some black and white beads to this, and as you can see, it turned out super, super cute. I really love the way this looks. This next DIY, this was one of these things that I picked up in the summertime at Dollar Tree, and I kind of liked it, and I knew I wanted to do something to it. But when I was looking through all of my fall stuff, I thought, you know what, why not use this for a fall wreath idea? So I took the roses off and just kind of put them to the side, and then I'm going to take my leaves. I used my lineman pliers, by the way, and snip through all of those. If you don't have lineman pliers, they are perfection. You can find them in my Walmart store that's linked below. They are what electricians use for cutting wires. So they work really, really good for snipping through the wires in any kind of faux flowers that you're going to use. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add some leaves down onto here because, you know, this is a fall kind of inspiration and I've got lots of leaves. So I'm going to kind of use up what I've got. All of this, by the way, all of these fall pieces are actually from last year. My Dollar Tree has not stocked up on any fall yet, so I'm curious if your Dollar Tree has started stocking up on anything fall yet. Mine is just barely starting to get some things in. I'm going to go ahead and just keep adding some florals in there. And for this, you know, this is really up to you. You can kind of add whatever you like. I like to put the greenery pieces down like you see me kind of doing there. And then I will go ahead and add the flower on top. Now that one was a little hot. I kind of burned my little finger there. And then for the flower, I'm going to go ahead and just snip off the end. And then we're going to add some hot glue onto that. We're going to get a good glob there. And then we're just going to kind of push that down on top. And then I wanted the leaves to be able to stick out on the top and on the bottom, kind of in the middle there, because I felt like it was missing something. I didn't really want to add a bow to this one. And so I'm going to take a leaf and just kind of stick it underneath on the bottom or on the top side there. And then we're also just going to repeat the same thing on the bottom here. And you can kind of see how I'm doing that. I'm just going to add some glue onto the back side of the leaf, kind of towards the end there. And then we're just going to go ahead and tuck it right in. That way it kind of glues to that MDF frame that we've got there. And then once you've got this all set up, you've got a beautiful wreath design. I really love the way that this turned out. I think it's super, super fun. You can certainly add ribbon to it. So, so cute. All right, you guys, so this blue new tray. This came from Dollar Tree Plus. This was something I did a while ago. I've had this tray for quite a while. Of course, I painted it my favorite color blue, but now we're going to do something for the fall. And I've got this piece of vinyl. This is from Cricut, and I created a really cool design that you cannot see right now. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you sit through the weeding process and everything. This is not a sponsored Cricut video, and I'm going to go ahead and add my vinyl decal here. Now, I did create this on my Cricut again, and then I did kind of cut my design. I do like to do that with my larger designs because I feel like it's easier to weed and it's easier to transfer. So we're going to go ahead and add this part onto the bottom here. I'm just going to peel up very, very slow, and you will have to kind of, work in with the tool there just to make sure that everything sticks. And then for the top, we're going to have Farm Fresh. So I'm curious, what do you think is going to go in the middle? And then we're going to add this kind of triple stack of pumpkins in the middle here. I love the way this orange pops on this blue. I think this turned out so cute. What's really cute about this is I could use it as a tray. I could even hang it on the wall or put it on a bookshelf. Super cute and lots of flexibility. Now this next DIY is amazing. Look at this metal pumpkin. Now, I'm going to show this to you at a different angle so you can really see it and appreciate it. I was able to grab this at Goodwill. It was $11. I thought it was a little high, but you know what? For the size and for what I'm going to do with it, I know it's going to be great. You can put a candle in the middle of it. I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to also add a candle to it. However, I'm also going to add some styrofoam there. Now, these round pieces of styrofoam you can get at Dollar Tree. They are a 2-pack, and I'm going to go ahead and just split this up because I'm just going to be using one. Now, I'm going to add a bunch of hot glue onto this, and we're going to glue it right to where that candle was. And then I'm going to take all these florals from fall, and we're going to start snipping those away with my lineman pliers. Now, I already know that my mom is going to want to steal this one. So, Mom, if you're watching, yes, you can have this. I will bring it down when I come down for Dad's birthday. We're going to go ahead and just start adding in the florals there. And I do want to kind of build this up a little bit. But remember, we're still going to have placement for a candle down there. Now, I will say the candle that I kind of used as my placeholder candle is a little short. I would probably use something that's a lot taller, and I would use something that, of course, is battery operated. That way I don't have to worry about any fires or anything like that. That is not a fun thing to have during the holidays or any time for that matter. So once you've kind of figured out what you've got, you're just going to keep adding your florals in there until you've got it completely covered. This is how beautiful it is. Mom, it's coming your way. Don't you worry at all. All right, for this next DIY, I'm going to take these little bits and bubbles that I have from, I think I got those at Hobby Lobby, actually. And then I have some laser words, and I also have these little hay bales. You can find these hay bales typically at Dollar Tree, but mine were left over from Hobby Lobby. I bought them during one of their clearance sales, and I think I paid like 25 cents for them. So I grabbed, I think I grabbed like 4 bundles of them. Now, the scrapbook paper I got in the back here, I already cut that down so it would kind of fit perfectly in the back there. And I wanted to just kind of glue that to the back. I'm going to go ahead and whip out that Elmer's purple glue stick again. My mom got me a package of like 20 of these for Christmas, and Mom, I've been using them all, so thank you very much. Now we're going to go ahead and just add that backing right inside there, and it gives it a nice fall kind of look. It's got that great kind of greenish color. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of smooth everything down, make sure that it's good in there, and then I want to do something a little different on the back here because I want to kind of highlight this just a little bit. Now, I'm going to take my paintbrush and we're just going to go around the edges here. I'm just going to kind of give it a little bit of a dark line. That way it gives it a little bit of dimension. And then for our little hay bales, we're going to go ahead and just kind of stack these up. Now, if you remember last year, if you followed my channel for a while, you remember that I did a very similar type of DIY. That was an apple farm. It was apple inspired. And this definitely inspired me to kind of redo this for fall. And I loved these hay bales. And when I saw these old like pumpkin bits and bubbles that are in my stash from last year, I was like, yeah, I need to totally do this again. So go ahead and stack up your hay bales however you feel is best. I do wish that I would have set some off to one side a little bit more, because you'll see I'm kind of limited on where I can put some of my pumpkins and things. So maybe next time, or if you're trying to create this DIY, you can certainly go through and maybe just play around with your hay bale placement before you actually commit to gluing it down like I did. Now I could have taken, my heat gun and moved them around a little bit, but I didn't want to go through all that. And in the end, it actually ended up working out really, really cute. So with this particular one, also because I am going to be incorporating those laser wood signs, I wanted to make sure that I was leaving enough space to add those. And you'll see actually that I kind of almost didn't. But you can still use the laser wood signs on the edge. There's a lot of different options. So here I have Hello Autumn, which fits perfectly in the back. I think I like that one. I've also got Hello Fall, so I'm curious which one of these would you use. I've also got Give Thanks, which you could glue to the top there, which would be super, super cute. And it would also give me a lot of room to be able to kind of place the other things. And then there's like Welcome Fall, and there's that again could be super, super cute, but it does kind of take up a lot of space. And then there's Farm Fresh, which is what I used when I did my apple box last year, which was super, super cute. But I am going to use Hello Autumn because I really do like the placement of this. And I did want something that would kind of fit in the back of the sign like this. So I took my paint pens. These are acrylic paint pens from Arteza, and I have these, I believe they are either linked in my Amazon store or in my Walmart storefront, but if you can get your hands on some of these are awesome. I use these all the time, and especially for these laser wood cutouts, they are so perfect. And this particular orange color, I think is called like Harvest Orange or something like that, which I think is kind of perfect for the little harvest that we're doing. And after you've kind of dried everything with your heat gun or anything, you can go back in and kind of touch this up if you need to. And then I'm just going to add some hot glue on the back. There's a pretty generous spot there to be able to put some glue there. And now we're going to go ahead and add in our bits and bubbles that we've got from the Hobby Lobby. That's where I got them last year. And I'm going to go ahead and just take these, and we're going to be trimming these right off of the ends. Now I'm going to soup this up a little bit. Now those little berries, they kind of reminded me of like little tiny apples. So we're going to add some of those into our hay bales and kind of stack on our hay bales. And then we're also going to take some of those pumpkins and some of the little pine cones, and we're just going to kind of work them in where we can. This is kind of where I was talking about, like I wish I would have kind of scooted my hay bales over just a little bit more to be able to accommodate. Now, my glue hadn't dried on some of those, so I was able to kind of move them around a little bit, and you can see I was able to kind of push in that orange pumpkin, and even though it's overlapping on that Hello Autumn sign, I still think that this is really, really cute. Now, we're going to go ahead and also take a pumpkin, and I'm going to cut it in half. That way it fits into my little Hello Autumn world here. This looks like a little store that you would go to, on the side of the road to buy your pumpkins and get ready for the fall. Super, super happy with this one. Love the way it turned out. And I will link the other video to the Apple box down below. Now for this DIY, we're going to do a really cute sign. Now we're going to take this smaller wood round that I've got. I've got these sunflowers that I picked up from Dollar Tree. And then I've got this kind of gingham or buffalo check pattern here. This scrapbook paper came from Michael's, I believe. Now I'm going to go ahead and just trace my circle out here, and we are going to be creating kind of a mini sign here. Now what's so cool about these mini signs is that if you want to put them on a tiered tray, you can do that. If you want to maybe glue some beads on the back of this and hang this on a doorknob, it makes a really, really cute sign. I like these on tiered trays. Personally, I think that they're super, super cute there. And we're just going to go ahead and just kind of cut this out. Now for this, I did kind of cut it a little bit slower because I did want to make sure that I'm on that kind of ink line as much as possible, because that is going to be the, the exact circular part of the sign. Now for my glue, again, I'm going to use good old purple Elmer's glue, and we are just going to add a bunch of glue onto the back here, and we're going to fill in as many of those spaces as we can. And we don't have to fill it all in, but we're getting close there. And then I'm going to go ahead and just take my piece of scrapbook paper, and we're going to add that right to the top here. We're going to go ahead and just kind of smooth that out, make sure that we've got good adhesion there, and then we are going to start on our sunflowers. Now, these sunflowers do have a little wire on them, but that's pretty easy to cut through. I mean, I'm just doing it here with a regular pair of scissors. If you do kind of cut these off, just a little bit of a warning, that wire does kind of help hold that center part of the sunflower onto the yellow part of the sunflower. I don't know what the center part is of the flower. Does it even have a name? Let me know in the comments below if it does have a name, because I'm curious. I'm going to go ahead and just glue these down, and we are going to add every single sunflower here. No sunflower will be left behind on this particular DIY, and I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of put them off to the center there, or off to the side, I guess I should really say. By the way, if you're hearing the squeaking in the back, hear that? That's my chair. I think I need to get either a new chair or some WD-40 on my chair. But anyway, I digress. We're going to go ahead and add as many of these sunflowers. We're actually going to add them all. And then what's really, really cute about this is you've got options. Now you could use this with the sunflowers remaining on the left. You could spin them around, put them on the right. They could be on the bottom. They could be at the top. Lots of very cool options with this one. However, we are going to go to the laser cut wood signs that I have left, because I want to add one of these. Now, again, we've got options, lots and lots of options. I'm curious, which one would you have gone with? I decided to go with the Hello Fall, and then I took that bright Harvest Orange and painted those up again. Again, these paint pens are fantastic. I love working with these. We're going to then just very simply glue this on, and we've got a very, very cute sign. How fun is that?